This is my expired listing revival. I think I tweaked it many times in the years that I've been calling expireds, and it's been a long time. Now, I don't call them as much anymore, but dang, does this thing actually work? Welcome back. Hello, my real estate friends. I'm Tristan, and this is your daily real estate. Let's jump right into this one. I've got this Google Doc. Yes, you know how to get it. Instagram, message me there. I call this one Expired Listing Revival, the exact script that wins clients. But we're going to go over much more than scripts. I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-day process for you. The goal is to actually get listings from this. And in the market we're in, we're continuing this week and the next few days to talk about listings. The challenge is you're taking listings, but you're not pricing them well, which could be a whole podcast on its own. This is assuming you're going to get the listing and you're going to price it well. Now, I've got a graphic in front of me, which you can't see because I'm only looking at this, and mostly this is a podcast. I want to read it to you. It's by RedX. It says, most relisted homes sold at a lower price. Expired, canceled, or withdrawn, if you're allowed to call those in your area. We're not. From January 2025 to May 2025, this is a RedX graphic, RedX data. It says, of the relisted homes that have sold, about 70% did so for lower than expired price. That's crazy. So the actual number, 68.4%, sold lower than the expired price. 25.4% sold higher than the expired price, which is a little nutty. And 6.2% sold at the expired price, right? So obviously the biggest number, 68.4%, sold for lower. So my question to you is, when you hear this and you look at the podcast that I did, I think it was 2 days ago, where I broke down the seller refresh, right? The listing refresh. Think about this. If your home is going to expire, your listing, why don't you treat it like you're the one relisting it, and do it from the very beginning so you preempt the seller? Now, with that, let's get right into this. Number one, pull fresh expireds each morning. Yes, you can call old expireds too, but I'm going to talk to you about new expireds here. Old expireds, whole different session, because you actually have to approach it differently. I think it's a little easier, but here's how we pull them. We go to RedX. This isn't brought to you by RedX, right? But we go to RedX and we use their data because they pull it all together. You can go to the MLS. You can go to different sources. There's Land Voice, there's Vulcan 7, there's a whole bunch of other ones, right? We've just been using RedX for a long time. We find their data to be great. Now, once we pull this data out, we have it ready every morning. So that means I know exactly what city, or cities I'm going to be calling. And I want you to define that from the very beginning. When you're pulling this fresh information from wherever you're getting it, I want you to define, who are you actually going to be calling area-wise, and price point. I made the mistake when I first started that I was going to cover every area. And man, our county is massive. So I was all over the place, and I hurt a lot. I'm like, damn, why doesn't this work? It started working really well when I started scaling down. I only targeted one specific portion of a city and then a price point. And I'm like, that's it. That's how I'm going to do it. And so I want you to think about the same thing. Don't be everywhere. In fact, the more narrow you go, the better you'll be at calling those neighborhoods and that price point. That's number one. Number two, triple touch on one day. And I know what you may be thinking. You're like, Tristan, triple? I'm like, well, listen, only triple if they don't answer the phone, right? But I want you to start at 8 a.m. I don't want you to be those agents that call at 7:55 or 7:30 a.m. because according to the laws that I've seen, that's against the law. So don't be one of those agents that gives us a bad name. But when you do find somebody, you do get them early on, Let's say it's the 8 o'clock one, or 4 o'clock, or 6 o'clock, whenever you're going to dial them, right? I usually go, when it's my data call expires, I'm calling 8, I'm calling 1, and I'm calling 6. 8, 1, 6. You can call whatever time you want. That's just the time that I've set for me to call. If they pick up, I'm like, hey, Joe, notice your home came off the market. What happened? And then I just shut up. That's how easy the intro is. Hey, Joe, I noticed your home came off the market. What happened? And then you'll get different dialogues. Say, who's this? Right? Or what's going on? Or how'd you get my number? Or are you a real estate agent? Right? The point is, go fast and then jump into it, because they're going to have a lot of different things. Now, the other one, which we also do, so we have two. We also do the other one that's a little slower. And we typically do the slower one in the mornings, which is, hey, Joe, it's Tristan. Hope you're having a great day. I'm from Y Realty, and I noticed that your home came off the market. What happened? And that's it. So you could choose which one you want to do. It really, for us, it depends on the person. It depends on the time of day, because a lot of these people are getting a lot of calls. Even though there aren't enough agents calling, there's a massive opportunity with expireds. I mean, you heard that stat, right, that I just told you. Now, if they pick up, I want you to listen to what they say. Because if they say, once you say, what happened? We get a lot of, well, it didn't sell, right? And say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So are you still looking to sell? Listen to what they're saying and respond to that. I think the challenge is with expireds, we think that there's going to be a magic script, and I can tell you what the magic script is going to be right now. It's listening and adapting to what they say based on it, and then slowly getting them to that point where you can discover if they're serious about relisting or not, if you have a chance. And this is that whole process. So if they don't answer, here's your chance to leave a voicemail. I've gotten callbacks from voicemails. Here's your chance to, if it's close enough to your home or to the area that you work in, or if it's the home that you really want, because I want some of these, then I'm going to stop by and drop off my marketing plan. My marketing plan. This is your opportunity. I was going to say option. Your opportunity to showcase your differentiation. Who are you? And why should I be talking to you? In fact, I would in a little sheet, if you're watching on YouTube, I've got an index card, oversized index card. On something like this, I would write down, put your name, and I put Tristan's 11-step expired program. And then I'd write down 11 things that I do. Now I've created a brand under this, because now when I call, trust me, you're going to feel so much more comfortable when you call. I've done this for years, and the moment I shifted it and I said, we've got a 21-step program for homes that have expired, for homes that are no longer listed by the same agent. What we do is we refresh them. Let me go over that with you. And all of a sudden it's different. It's like, oh, got it. You've dealt with my type of property before. You know what I'm going through. This is the plan that you drop off, but I want you to write it out first and then go to ChatGPT, upload that picture and say, give me more ideas. What do I do differently based on what you see me do? All right. This is still step number 2, the triple touch one day. Number 3, then, if it's somebody that you've talked to in the past, because this is part of the follow-up, right? Or if you've met them and you've gotten permission to text, you are going to text them. If you don't have permission, please don't go that route. You're not in the job of spamming people. You're in the job of connecting with people. And you connect with them by offering value to those that want it. They'll tell you. And so when you stop by with your marketing plan and you drop it off in somebody's home, talk to them. Say, oh, you know what? It could be the same thing that you said before. Right? I'm just going to read it. Hey, Joe. Oh, hi, is this Joe? I noticed that your home came off the market. I was dropping off my marketing plan, and I wanted to make sure that you got it. So I was going to put it here underneath the carpet or the mat or whatever, right? And then they'll say, oh, okay, got it. Thank you so much. And by the way, listen, I've got other things that might interest you in impossibly looking at if you do want to sell your home. Have you thought about still selling your home? And they get into it at that point. And they'll say, no, we haven't. It's like, oh, what happened the last time? Or yeah, we have, but we're probably going to use the same real estate agent. All right, we'll go over that script too. But the point is, I need you to have this 21-day marketing plan, or 11 step, right? Or 3 steps, or 7 things we do differently in marketing plan. Whatever it is, I need you to have it so you can refer back to it because it makes you stand out. Step number 3, deliver why it didn't sell, or if you don't feel comfortable why it didn't sell, or your marketing plan. Brand it, name it, deliver that packet. Right? Within 24 hours, drop off or email a 4-page mini report. What does this report include? Well, number 1 is the things that you do differently. Here are the things that we do. And if you're going to go the route with why it didn't sell packet, then do the pricing versus active comps. Do the photos and staging critique. Do days on market trend graphs so they can see what happens after a property is on the market for a longer period of time. And then success stories with former expireds that you've sold, or just, if you don't have any, success stories with clients that you've helped. And then, of course, a handwritten note. I've done so many handwritten notes that I just write out. I have a drawer full of notes. Anytime I want one listing, I write it out and I drop it off, or I mail it, right? Don't be ashamed to mail something that's saying, hey, I noticed that your home came off the market. I'm a neighborhood real estate agent. I've got a 21-day marketing plan that include 1 or 2 things that you do. International marketing, or marketing on Meta, or we do organic social media and it does amazing. Whatever it is, just include that. Step number 4, a 4-touch nurture for the next week. And by the way, if you need this, I've got it all outlined. I'm reading from it. And as I'm reading from it, it's jogging my memory. I'm like, oh, that's right. We also do this. Here's what day 2, 4, 6, and 8 look like. Day 2, email a fresh CMA with a short video that explains the numbers. Also explain who you are, right, just in case. Day 4, text a 30-second tip video on a simple staging fix that raises buyer interest. Day 6, second phone call asking what part of the report surprised them the most. Day 8, mail or email a postcard that shows another expired to sold case study. Now, I'm going to make a caveat here, and I'm actually going to put it into the notes. Only if you have gotten permission to text, right? If you're going to use text. I'm going to put that into the text one, because a lot of agents, shouldn't say a lot, there are some agents out there that go ahead and text and have not gotten permission. I don't want you to be spammy. You don't want to lay that foundation down as to you being that real estate agent. That's not what we want. Step number 5, conduct a listing consultation. Walk the seller through an autopsy of their former listing. Now, if you have gotten a foot in the door, this is what I'm talking about. If you've gotten a foot in the door, then your next step is to show up and show them what you've got, or do a video and send it over. Walk the seller through, hey, your former listing, this is what happened. This is they did a good job here. This is what we can do better. Don't ever put the other agent down and say, oh my gosh, they did terrible. Did you see that crap? Like, how did you find this agent? You don't want to do that, right? Because this agent may be their brother-in-law, their cousin, their sister. I don't know. You may end up having to work with the other agent because you're going to have to split the commission, and that's the only way you can get this listing, which we've done. So walk through it and do an autopsy that shows how you're different. Now, these pictures may have worked then, but this is what we do, right? And you can see the differentiation. You can see the difference. Present a 3-point relaunch plan, or a 10-point, or an 8-point, or 21-point. I don't care what it is. What does the new plan look like? And it better not be just pricing, because the first thing the other side is thinking of, the consumer, they're going to think, oh, they just want to drop the price and it's going to sell. I know, because I talk to expired listings. Oh, you just want to come over here and tell us that it's overpriced. I'm like, no, I don't. I actually want to take a look at the property. And now that I have the stats, I can show them. I say, look, there was a study done recently, just the first half of this year, where it shows that about 7% of all listings sell at the price they had before, right? And 20, what was that stat? 20, I'm going to pop it open here. Was it 24%? 25% of them sold higher. I don't know which one you are. Yeah, 68% sold lower. But I'd have to take a look at the home and see what this looks like. I can see online, but let me take a look in person. Number 6, handle common objections. How you handle objections is how you either make them feel confident in you. Do you sound spammy like everybody else? What do you sound like? But more importantly, be prepared for objections. I mean, if they have objections, it means you've got a shot. That means you have dialogue. They're not just hanging up on you. And if it's in person and you've got objections, amazing, right? So these are the main 3 that we hear. We want to keep it off the market for now. Now, you've got to hear their tone. And if it's towards the beginning, ask questions. Oh, okay. Do you want to wait maybe until next year? Is that the idea, right? And I put here, respond by acknowledging their pause. Then share a concise cost of waiting summary only. Now, let me warn you, this is only if you have some rapport, like you're about 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in, and they're talking, right? I put cost of waiting, summary, holding costs, seasonal demand shifts, right? Look, we're already seeing in our market, we're already seeing a slight inventory growth year over year, and buyers are now coming out of the woodwork. We're seeing more price reductions in some areas. And we don't know where we'll be in fall. This is realistic. Like, will we be at lower price points? I don't know, but I have to let whoever I'm talking to know what I think. Right? So think about these things. Next one is we need a certain price. That's probably it. Well, we definitely need to stay at the price we're at. And so say, great. Let me go through the property and then bring up the stats, right? The stats that I shared with you. It's important to go through these or say something like, let me take a look at the home. And then I can tell you if that's going to be realistic based on where the market's going. But here's what I've noticed, right? Homes in your area are still selling over the asking price, but they've got to be at this price. Here's what have you seen? What was the biggest feedback you got? Interact, ask questions. And then the last one, we're talking to another agent. Right? Or we're using the same agent, right? And then respect that and ask them for 10 minutes to explain how you're different. So yeah, I love the loyalty you're having to your agent. We do things a little differently only because I've seen what they've done online, and we think we can sell your home, but it just requires a different approach. We've got a 21-step expired marketing program. Hear this weird noise on the background. That's why I looked over. We've got a 21-step program specifically for this. When you have 10 minutes for me to go over it, and it could be through Zoom. It doesn't even have to be in person, right? And then number 7, stay in touch if they delay. And most of these delay, but there's a lot that relist. You just have to stay in touch. Add the homeowner to a monthly email with marketing stats and success stories. And look, you could even go to my Facebook, my personal Facebook, grab all of those national stats that I throw up there, even grab the wording and throw that as your email newsletter that you throw out once a month, once a week, and put them on there so they can see the national picture. And I definitely think if you've spoken to them, you've got to ask for permission to text. It's like, hey, Joe, listen, I know you're probably not going to do anything for a while, but let me know if it's okay to text you so that I can keep you updated on your current market. If a property sells for way more, right, that could affect the value of your home, and then you may get that price that you wanted. So is it okay if I text you? And that's it. And they'll just say yes or no. If they say yes, great. Text them right after, and you're done. Say, great. Now I'm going to stay in contact with you. Now you can text them. Next, send a personal holiday card to keep the relationship warm. I love sending note cards. Note cards has been one way that I know they're going to open up the card they get. And when I stop by their home 2, 3, 4 weeks later, they know who I am. It's It's that great. Anyway, this one went super long. I usually only do about, 8 to 10 minutes. I'm passionate about this one. We've done it for a very long time. Hope you love this one. This is brought to you by brillianttribe.com. Check us out. Have an awesome day.